Hello, and welcome to COMP3218 Let's Play for Coursework 2. I'm Adrian Chapman, a lecturer on the module, and with me today is...
Ioan Daniel Malinov, a postdoc helping with the coursework.
Excellent. So for this coursework, we asked the students to build a game prototype that contained a story engine and a branching interactive narrative that is inspired by one of three different stories, either the stag at the pool, the ass, the fox, and the lion, or the frogs asking for a king. Are we ready for the first batch of games?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, and our first game is the Runner's Burden.
Yeah. So we have controls, WSD to move, Shift to run, and E to interact. Okay, that's simple.
Okay. It is. We've forgotten a little bit of our coursework one, where we want to play and learn, or learn by playing, but that's okay. We could read a little bit.
Yeah. You must choose your path to survive. Look for the wooden signposts that will guide you to the forest. Pick up the shoes or take the mirror. Okay, so one gives me more speed, the shoes, or more glory, the mirror. Follow the arrow now to make your choice. Okay, let's see. Okay.
It's at 6 a.m. Okay, two paths lie before you. Old shoes.
Oh, the time.
Again,
okay,
they're repeating.
Yeah.
Utility and speed.
Arrow.
Do we see?
I think this is the choice. So let me interact with that. Path is open. You may seek help from the other nearby. Trust in your own strength to reach the end. I could ask her, or I could read.
The morning mist clings to your face. The road ahead is long, and silence is your only companion for now. Well, it's a little foreshadowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Follow the arrow. Let's see.
Oh, look, there's a timer up at the top. Obviously, some time is going by.
Yeah, I think that's the time
in the day. Sure.
Yeah.
Follow the arrow. Do you know, I at last see the arrow, I think. It's that little yellow thing, isn't it?
Yes,
Kind of in the water right now. Do you know, I was actually struggling to see that at first, but that's okay.
Okay, so we cross the river.
Mm-hmm.
Follow. Okay, so I'm going from signpost to signpost. Oh.
You okay? Oh, the shadow screams. Oh, and your speed has been reduced.
Right now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I missed the shadow that screamed. Like, did you bump into something?
Yeah, like a small jump scare as something ran to me.
High noon.
Okay, it's already noon.
Oh, so there won't be so many shadows right now.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, but they will grow, so there might be more shadows that slow you down.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Oh, there's a shadow. I see.
That's me, but as a shadow.
But I have a feeling that'll slow you down if it gets to you, right? Oh, I wonder if that's what the mirror does. Is the mirror glory? The end. The tangled antlers.
To say the burden, but your heart hesitated. The legs were ready, but the will was weak. Shadow took you. Yes, yeah. To escape the lion, one must trust legs completely. Maybe I need to run through because if you saw there were like a few brambles or something there, bushes, and I couldn't go through them. Maybe
and you kept
if I
going
run
back
through them,
a little bit, yeah.
Maybe if I run through them, I mean, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, also, let's try it.
At the start, you know, the arrow here.
Oh, I see the arrow now. It took me a long time to find that arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pointing towards this here.
Yep. And, oh, look, there's a treasure chest over to the right, too.
Yeah, I think that's a small, not problem, but because I think what they mean is that this here is the old shoes and this here is the golden mirror.
Mm,
Because when I picked up this, my speed I think went up a bit.
I see. Let's
Or
go
I'm.
pick up the glory. Let's go see, because that wasn't a clear choice,
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
yeah. That made
Yep.
my glory 100. So
Yep.
that was. Yeah, it wasn't very clear.
Yeah. Yep. And your
L-
your choice has now disappeared. You can't get the shoes. Okay, so run, run, run as fast as you can, and watch out for your shadows.
Let me follow the signposts
So while
again.
you are kind of exploring the or getting us to the next point where we can make a kind of decision in this, I think I am going to start us around some of the basics of the marking criteria.
Yep.
Um, so in the marking criteria, we have a few categories, and the one that we can kind of start talking about right now is around quality, which is both around presentation and meaningful play. Um, so presentation-wise, we're talking about things like graphics, audio, information design, and how they all hang together. I actually think that the graphics are professional. They're complete and effective. Um, the audio, what do you think about the sounds?
Yeah. There's a nice soundtrack. There's sound effects.
Yep.
Especially when the jump scare happened. There's like a
Yeah, that
small
jumps.
small sound there.
Yep.
Uh, and I think there are sounds when I pick stuff up, but I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh
So I
yeah,
think
for example, the soundtrack right now changed when this shadow.
when the shadow starts running after you,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Let's see.
So go,
Oh,
go, go,
I,
go.
the show
Mm.
is gaining. Your
Is it
breathing is
because you
slowing down.
turned?
Drive the mirror to
Yes.
run faster. Oh, interesting.
Just yeah, that's
I mean,
interesting.
uh,
Let's discard it. Let's discard. Go. He still can't get past those brambles.
huh.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, try again and pick up the speed this time and see maybe
Yep.
other paths.
Yep. So the only other part of this particular category is around information design, and the information design that we have in this is we've got what time of day.
Yeah. Oh, you broke down. I cannot hear you.
That's what to do. We've got the arrow that we're supposed to be
You broke
following.
down for a bit. Can you? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Just have a little
Yeah, a bit
breakup.
of internet
That's okay.
troubles.
That's fine. I'll go back. And we were talking about information design.
Yeah.
And basically that we've got where we are in the day up at top. We've got on our left telling us what we're supposed to be doing. The main objective is reach the destination, talk, and glory and speed info with a little bit more information in the narrative box below us. And then there's this arrow that we're supposed to be following. I think things are present in this. I'm not entirely sure that they are used to their full effectiveness. I think in this case, I would say that information design is workable, so it's effective. And I think some of that comes out around like the choice between the mirror and the shoes. Like there was no we didn't make any kind of meaningful choice earlier because whoa, there was a shadow that was scary.
Yeah.
There was no meaningful choice earlier, right? Between the shoes and the mirror because
it kind of tells
we
you
didn't know
just-
anything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And even here, like we're really struggling with these brambles because yeah, I feel like we're missing some key information in this that hasn't been really presented to us. So
I
I
probably
think
have to explore as well. So I'm doing that now. So yeah.
yeah, you go explore exactly. So I think in general, I think for the most part, it's good with a little bit more work needed around the information design in this. Let's talk a little bit about meaningful play while we're here. So in the meaningful play, we can talk about mechanics, controls, bugs, right? So the mechanics we've kind of, what were those mechanics we learned about in the read through tutorial? So WASD to move, then there was like shift to go faster, was
To
it?
run, yeah.
And there was another button, but I've already forgotten it because we
E to
didn't
interact.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we can interact with things, although the interaction is the choice of mirror or
Yeah, picking up stuff.
shoes,
Or
right?
talking to people.
Yep.
Or reading
Did
signs.
we
Yeah.
have we talked to anybody?
Not yet.
No. We have so there's so there are controls. We've got our 5-4 with 2 extra controls, 6 things. The mechanics are pick things up, move along the board. We could put things down. It gave us the choice of putting that mirror down, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure that I've seen any other real mechanics in this game, so I think it's playable. It's a little simpler, but the controls are they? I'm assuming they're smooth. We haven't seen any bugs.
Yeah. All the other things are perfect.
Right. How's your exploration here going?
Oh, okay. So basically the shadow starts. I think always starts following me at a specific time.
It does at the time. Yeah, exactly.
And I talked to this person, and yeah, I have to collect 3 apples, and I'll get shoes that can fly.
Oh,
which
so
sounds
now
like something I can use.
you can actually do, yes. So
also,
now actually I feel that we've actually experienced a little bit more meaningful play here in that you do have some choices, right? Is that apples? What was that?
That was honey, and it gives me
Oh.
protection against fear. So I suppose now when the
You won't jump scare and slow down. Is that an apple?
Yeah, exactly, I think. Yeah. An
Uh-huh.
apple, and the last one, which is here.
Now I actually feel like we might be closer a little bit into some meaningful play, right? So you're making choices around,
Yeah.
am I picking up apples? Am I going for honey with the scares? Maybe the flying shoes, like it's worth getting the apples because the flying shoes will get you over those brambles,
Exactly,
maybe.
yeah.
So I actually feel like I'm going to reassess that meaningful play a little bit, and I actually feel like we're pushing up into that it is engaging with some reasonable complex game and multiple mechanics here. So well done on that. Right.
Interesting.
In our next part of the marking criteria, I'm actually going to skip around a little bit. So in fulfilling the brief, we're talking about things like the story engine and how the game world impacts the story and how the story impacts the game world. And then we're also talking about player agency, so the richness of choices. And actually, I think this discussion goes directly into that agency part, that richness of choices that we're kind of looking at now. So you've played it fairly straight. You're just run. Is that a chicken following you?
Yeah.
All right, you got a chicken. So you played it straight a couple times where you were just kind of racing the clock. You got your shoes and you ran, and the shadow got you and you ran out of time. And the same thing with the mirror. You had a choice of putting down the mirror. But now I feel like we're seeing different choices around, whoa, there's your shadow. Do you have your honey so you don't get scared?
I do, but I don't want to risk it.
Uh-huh. Did you give the apples? Did you get winged shoes?
Yeah, I'm faster now, like much faster.
Yes.
I asked my grandma as well, and she wanted me to find her a chicken, and she showed
you got
me
the chicken.
A shortcut apparently.
Oh.
Which I'm not sure where it is now, but
the arrow's pointing down, somewhere. I think.
Yes.
Oh, and you're going to the right. Yeah.
Really scared, don't let the shadow catch you. Yeah. I'm trying. But yeah, okay, there is.
Yeah. So now I feel like there is more meaningful choice that's opening up based on whether you're doing these little mini quests or if you're yeah, just straight up shooting. Although I do wonder, like, is it completable if you don't do the mini quests? So it was
Yeah.
not in any way completable just by kind of brute force running along with the shoes. Unless we kind of missed something. Oh,
Oh, interesting.
you trusted your legs.
Here where you used to be. The neighbor shortcut saved precious time. Yes. The friend's gift gave you wings. Yes. The most valuable things are often the least beautiful. Utility is the only true beauty in survival. I mean, okay.
Yep.
So,
So, so interestingly, it kind of looks like, and actually, I will go look at the coursework notes here at this point as you keep playing. It looks like there may be kind of one ending that is like a happy ending, maybe. So, um,
yeah.
so there is whether so some of the choices is the player still carrying the mirror? Have they
Mhm.
attained good shoes? Um, whether they have they're not fearful, like with the honey. Um, uh, they've done some real thought around kind of the moral around the stag at the pool, right? That the stag is distracted by pride in its antlers, but survival depends on its legs. Um, so it's a they translated that into kind of pride as a bit of a burden, and you need practical ability, which is the shoes. Um,
Okay, I see what they're going for now.
yep.
So there's two paths. One is like a labyrinth, a maze.
Yes.
Interesting. So again, I picked the shoes, and I was just running faster. And
Yep.
so they have two paths. The one that is a bit shorter, but there's the bushes at the end where
Mm,
you can't pass through, or this maze of sorts where you have to find the way to the end,
yeah.
which we didn't find at the start because it was kind of hidden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, because I thought apparently the second path is the hidden one, or that's at least what the grandma says.
Yes.
Which, yeah, okay, interesting. So I'll pick up the glory now and see. Oh wait, you tried to run from the choice, but the burden followed you. Auto-selected mirror. Oh, that's interesting. The, so
Oh, so if you don't choose, you get the mirror?
yeah, interesting.
Yep. Um, so I think in this case, there is so there's I think where I'm struggling a little bit with this in terms of agency is around kind of knowing the impact of my choices, right? So we are definitely exploring this and we're having a grand time exploring it. Um, the question kind of comes out as like there are a number of there are a number of interesting choices, absolutely. In fact, I would even say there's a network of interesting choices, but I'm not sure that there's really a management of of managing the player agency, right? So there are clearly a set of very good choices, and there are choices that don't seem to. So I guess where I'm going with this is if you don't choose the shoe, if you just choose the shoes and not if you choose the mirror, you're dead. If you choose the shoes, but you don't do any of the games, I'm not sure you can actually complete this.
Oh,
If you do some of the mini quests, then then you have a shot, right? At least what we've seen so far. But once you start doing the mini quests, um,
yeah.
it doesn't change anything like the shadow, like I feel like there's no management of that player agency. Like it's just a very clear dominant choice of what the player can do in this game. So I think there's a really interesting network going on, but um, there's
N-
there's a limitation in kind of managing that player agency.
I mean, I do see. So now that I've played it a few times and explored a bit, I do see actually what they were thinking when designing the level,
Yeah.
and how I went at it a bit wrong at the start because
But
there
how do you know
was.
that?
Well, it was. I think it's clear now in hindsight when I look at the signposts. So they basically tell you follow the signposts, and
Yeah.
when you get to each signpost, it points to the next one. And because of the way that the last signpost is placed, I thought that you cannot go to the left.
Ah,
But you can go to the left, and the arrow is pointing to the left, and you're supposed to go to the left. I
I
went down
see.
and left, which is the shortcut.
Yes.
So now I can see the design choice that they made,
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it might again because the way that they've put trees, it felt like it was an unreachable path. But
Right.
after I
But
tried
that
it,
might have just been a little information design problem as opposed to
exactly,
like
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
problem in agency.
That's what
Sure.
I'm saying. Yes, yeah.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
But so in this, this is the other ending, I think, where I
Yes.
picked the mirror,
Yep.
and again I went through the maze and I run and almost didn't make it. And it did give me the choice of drop the mirror
Yeah.
and be faster, or keep it and risk the shadow catching you. And I kept it, and I did manage to get to the end. So yeah, the stubborn survivor.
Yeah.
Uh,
So good. Okay. So it is possible. It's possible. I think the only other thing that I am struggling with in terms of kind of that agency or the meaningful play with the mirror is, I mean, you did it. You are the stubborn survivor in this last game. But why would, like, there's no reason to have the mirror because it gives you no real benefit beyond glory, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
perhaps if it gave you something, there would be a reason to hold on to it. And I get that in this, like, in the original fable, the stag, like, there is no reason for the stag to hold on to the antlers anyways, right? Like, that's the part of this that you should be worried about, the things that give you a practical advantage. But there is no, like, yeah, why would you hold the mirror in this? It confers nothing except um
Except the number here.
a number over there. Exactly. So, um what would be something that you could put in there that changes why you would want that mirror? I don't know.
That's
I don't have the answer to that right
yeah.
yet, but I think it's something that needs to be thought through to make this.
I mean,
So
I
let's
was
talk about,
thinking how
yeah, go ahead.
just as a quick thing, how maybe so if you have the speed, you're running faster and you can outrun the shadow. But if you have glory, a mirror, you can maybe use the mirror against the shadow.
That's kind of what
Do
I thought as well.
some.
Yep. Or the other part there too is like, maybe if you have a lot of glory, then I don't know, are people more
Oh yeah,
attentive to you, right? So
yeah.
then people will interact with you in a slightly different way, in a beneficial way to you, right? Because they're basking in your glory. So maybe there's something there around those interactions that
Oh
changes
yeah,
if you
yeah.
have the mirror. So these are all things to think about, folks, as you kind of reiterate on this game.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about how the game world impacts the story. And so, do we have ways in which the game impacts the story in important ways? So we've basically seen, it's the same play in the game over and over, but your choices basically change the story's ending, right?
Yes.
So I see one, I mean, I see basically there are lots of examples of this, um, but it's clearly one, or, do you choose the mirror? Do you choose the shoes? Do you choose to do the little tasks and get better shoes, or not, right? Do you pick up the
Yeah.
honey? Those sorts of things. So there are ways that um, the the game world impacts the story, but it's really only in the ending. And I actually think going back to that discussion around having the mirror do something for you. So for example, if I make a choice about the game world that I've picked up the mirror, that maybe people interact with me differently, that would be a really good example of a way that it would impact the story, isn't it? But we don't have that. So I think we've got a few examples where it does. And then let's flip it on its head where the story impacts the game world. And this is one, so do we have examples of story impacting the world?
No, that's... I mean, well, would this count as that? So when you talk to the grandma and you find her chicken and go back and give it back to her, she opens the path, so the game world changes.
Yes, that's a good example. That is a good example of it. So we definitely have an example.
And I suppose
I guess
again, small things like if you talk to her, then there's apples that spawn and you have to find them. So the game world changes a bit.
So like I think we have some examples of both impacting in different directions. So it exists and is there. Let's now talk about design techniques. So we're talking about things like pacing and storytelling techniques. So let's talk a little bit about pacing first. And there is some pace being driven by the clock or the time, and in fact we get to a point where there's no shadows, and then there's that clear statement of shadows are coming. So there's an attempt, I think, at ascending pacing, but I do think it feels fairly flat. The shadow eventually comes and chases you a bit.
So it's always, I think it's pre-scripted, always at 11 o'clock. It jump scares you and slows you down, and then at 1 o'clock the shadow pops up and starts following you. And I think it is like against the time, so the first time you play it again you don't really know of that, but the next time you play it you start noticing it. And I think what they want you to do is either talk to the people, spend a bit more time in the village, or waste time, if you want to say that, but then unlock the shorter path, or try to immediately go there with the speed you have through the longer path, risking being caught by this shadow, but then you don't spend time in the village and it's a bit quicker maybe. So I see how they tried doing that, but it's a bit unclear, I suppose, on the first playthrough.
And I think in general it's just the pacing. It kind of just it's there, and like yes, there's the jump scare and then there's the chase, but it's not. It never really crescendos. It's just there. So let's move on then. So I think the pacing is fairly flat. Let's go on to storytelling techniques. So we're looking at kind of ways in which they are game writing and telling the story. So we definitely have this box at the bottom. Yes, we have dialogue coming in from the characters, and we also have that bottom box, which is where the dialogue comes in, is also where some of the like hints are being given, right? Or like, oh, the shadows, like you're at noon, there's no shadows, but it's coming. Are there any other places where a game writing technique is we can see here? I think that
I guess you could say the ending, two endings.
The ending scene where they write it out of like you didn't do this and you did that, right?
That's kind of like they could have literally just said the end and that's it, but
that's true. They gave us a little bit of So I think they have definitely one successful. I think the writing at the end, it's lovely.
But it's not that
it doesn't feel like it fully coheses as the gameplay
Yeah.
because it is the ending, right? So I think they've done fully successfully at one. And then we have to go talk about the feedback. So all the students are asked to discuss their prototype games and get feedback for what could be improved. Let's go take a look at what this particular group did. So some of the feedback, let's see. So I'm going to look at the game notes right now. Um, oh my goodness. Feedbacks, visual polish and quest clarity. So it looks like they game tested. Good job, game testing with players. Do remember that you're supposed to get feedback from the module team because we are definitely focused on the marking criteria and what we're asking you to do. But great job for playtesting. So visual polish and quest clarity. So they noticed some issues with the graphics and they fixed those. They had an iteration which gave feedback around difficulty balance and feasible of endings, which I think we actually have been hitting on a lot of this during this talk. And to do that, they rebalanced the pursuit mechanism and introduced some restrictions like enemies cannot numerically surpass the player. Then they had state readability and stronger pacing peaks. So players asked for key feedback on how key items change the run. Agreed. I think that was actually really important that we learned.
Yeah.
So on-screen indicators for burden and glory and speed. And they added a new honey, which they were trying to be clear about, they could get around the shadow. So it looks like, how about this? I think they did some play testing and they got some feedback, which is great that you're play testing. I think that I think the feedback might have been a little more valuable if you had kind of gone to the module team, because we would have, I think, brought forward some of the issues around how does your game impact the story and how does the story impact the game a little bit on this. But I think in this case, feedback was addressed, and I think that the changes have been successful for those things that they were about. I think that in some ways it was that the feedback that was received, because it was from players, not from the module team, was not as focused as it could have been for full success.
Yep.
So I think that wraps up our play of this particular game. Let's move on to our next one. All right, and on to our next game. Be careful what you croak for. That looks fun. And it looks like we know that there are 6 endings.
Oh yeah, six endings. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's start.
I'm actually really enjoying the graphics in this. I just want to say from the start. And I love that there's a little bit of different change in the screens. And yes, we're reading that we're swiping left or right to rule, balance the stats, or we perish. Interesting. Chaos, what's that? Population and faith.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay. So, understood. Okay. Chaos -5. True for order begins. The drought worsens. The elders say Zeus is angry. Zeus or dig harder? Oh, interesting. Should we try? Yeah, let's dig harder and see. Exhausting work, many fainted. Okay, so we went. Mosquitoes are biting everyone tonight. No sleep. Suffer or hunt?
Yeah.
I would say hunt, because don't frogs eat mosquitoes?
They do.
So
are we frogs?
I think so. A midnight snack.
Okay.
The storm is gone. So yeah, that's good.
Oh, good thinking there. Good thinking.
You found sweet smelling purple berries near the shore. Oh, do we spit out or keep them? Do we think they're good berries or bad berries?
Mm. Let's spit them out.
Yeah, okay. Tastes like burning.
Oh, so the population increased there. But
No,
wait,
it went -5 actually.
did
I
it?
think.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Two young frogs are dancing aggressively. Is it a fight or a mating ritual? I think this is a bit clearer. I'm sure one is stop them and the chaos goes down, or watch them and the population probably goes up. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see. Let's see it. Do it. Let's learn.
chaos +10, but population.
Oh, population up too.
Yeah. It was intense. Everyone is excited. One is too quiet. The frogs are bored and depressed.
Yeah.
Throw a party or do nothing. I mean, yeah, why not throw a party?
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of chaos.
And the population went down, was it?
Yeah.
So that was a bad party. People died.
Yeah, the other frog is singing an old song about history. I mean, yeah, let's listen.
Yeah, listen. Yeah.
Faith. Yeah.
Okay.
He taught you a secret to know. Interesting. Danger, a water snake slithers in. It eyes the tadpoles angrily. Hide or attack. Ooh. Do we try and save the tadpoles, which are thousands? I'm assuming, or do we hide?
Hide.
Yeah. Chaos
Ooh, the population just went way down.
We survived that tadpoles did not. Ooh. A swarm of delicious golden thighs is buzzing just above the water. Ooh, share, or eat alone. I mean, I want to do the sharing, so
share.
Ooh, -10 chaos and +10 population.
Yeah.
We are managing to balance them out for now. Turf war erupts over the big lily pad. It's getting violent. Two young frogs are fighting over a big lotus leaf. Ooh, I mean, yeah, let's code them. If we join the brawl, I'm sure the chaos goes up and population goes down. Oh, they stick out tongues at you. So chaos +10, faith -5. Interesting.
That's okay. We had faith to burn.
We got the party one again.
Yeah, let's be bored and depressed.
Yeah. So just the faith going down.
Which is okay. We were a little high on faith, anyways, right?
Yeah. A giant otter beetle is stuck on its back. It looks juicy. Help it or eat it.
Eat it.
Yeah. Faith -5. Interesting.
But now we're balanced on chaos and faith, and we just have to bring up our population a little bit.
Yeah, so stop them fighting because, yeah.
Oh, we've had this choice already. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The noise is unbearable. The frogs scream for a savior. Ooh, wait or pray to Zeus. Oh, that's... I mean, let's pray.
Wait. And I guess we pray, we get our faith up, but bring the faith up. Go ahead.
And see if it does. Thunder rumbles, a shadow falls. Act 2. Oh, wow.
That was just the first act. Oh.
Wow. I'll be a bit faster now. Splash, a giant wooden shape crashes from the sky. It does not move. Is that our king? I mean, yeah, just a log. It's just a log.
Just a log.
Flows, it ignores your doubt. Quest. Your poison berries are rotting. Preserve them in honey. Poison berries.
They were sweet last time. Yeah. Why would we eat them now? Preserve them. We need to get our population up.
Poison preserved for the future. Interesting.
Oh, the population went down. I thought eating them might...
Yeah. The king remains in deep meditation for a long time. He has not blinked. Poke. I mean, yeah, let's poke it. Chaos +5, faith -10. It feels like wet wood. Yeah. And
so
I wonder what it is.
In a little bit of foreshadowing here, I'm feeling like I'm not making a lot of meaningful choices in this. I don't really. I mean, they're they're just random, hey, would we like to ignore it or will we move it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, we just died. The sledge burns our
oh, did we
gears.
go to
Oh
zero?
wow. Oh
Game
wow,
over.
extinction. Okay.
Extinction. Wow. How do you
So
feel? You
that's
killed all the frogs.
I, actually I was a bit surprised. So that choice
Oh,
was a
yeah.
bit
Yes, and I think this kind of goes into where I'm struggling around agency here because I agree with you. I thought that choice would actually possibly help the population. Um, yeah.
or
Okay.
at
So
most do nothing. So yeah.
exactly. So you keep playing, and I'm going to start walking us through the marking criteria. Um, how about this? I think let's hang on before you make any more choices. So you're
Yeah.
trying to balance, and don't kill anybody this time.
Okay.
Um, let's not kill anybody, but let's bring like faith down to zero or chaos down to zero and see what happens. Like so, make the choices based on one of those. Okay, chaos to
Okay.
zero, maybe. Right. Um,
Yes.
then yeah, let's see what happens. So while you start making those types of choices, I'm going to start walking us through the marking criteria. And let's go all the way, start again with quality around presentation, graphics, audio, and information design. Um, so actually, I mean, I do think the graphics are excellent. Just from a cohesion standpoint, like they're very nice to look at. They hang together very well. Um, and how are we doing on audio? What do you think about that?
Uh, so there is a background track right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is no sound when I hear, or there is no sound when I choose stuff.
Like
So it's
choices,
all,
it's just a nice background.
but it did change, I think, on the second act. I
Sure,
can't
sure.
remember. I'll see now when I get there
Yeah,
again.
yep. So there is some, which is lovely, workable. And information design, I think information design, we've got kind of, we see the question, we see the choice, we see the ultimates like chaos population numbers and the up downs on when we make that choice. I think I will say though that it's fairly simplistic and it's in while it's beautiful and I actually do love kind of the way it's moving and hanging together. I think it is fairly um, simplistic. So good on like professional in terms of its what you've put in there, but fairly simple. Let's
Yeah,
talk a little bit
so I,
about
I can just confirm the audio. It didn't change, so it's still the same one song.
right, right. So then let's talk about meaningful play in this, which includes mechanics, controls, and bugs. How are the controls?
I mean, this actually feels really nice, moving it like that,
Yep,
and
yep,
how the you move it a bit, it shows the choice, and it's not like you have two things and you have to choose one. You have a
yeah.
single thing, and you have to do both ways to see the choice. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I like the
You
thematic
you're
of
kind of
that.
enjoying that part, aren't you?
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
actually say just in fact watching you kind of move it, I would almost say that like the controls are engaging. Um, I think though I worry a little bit that the mechanics themselves are very
simple.
limited. You
Yeah, yeah.
basically just are kind of flipping a coin here in terms of you're choosing one or the other, right? And so we've got a pretty big gap between those things, between limited mechanics and kind of engaging controls. We haven't seen any bugs. So we're going to have to come somewhere in between those things. Um, let's take a look at the story engine. So fulfilling the brief, we're talking about story engine. Actually, let's flip to agency first. I think it's possibly easier to kind of go this one since we've already talked about it a little bit in that richness of choices. So on the surface, it looks like there's lots of choices, right? They're asking us lots of questions. Do you eat the berries
Mm.
or do you spit them out? Um, but they're not meaningful choices, right? So we don't understand how that is ultimately going to affect us, right? So we are in no way making a meaningful choice here. We're just kind of flipping it back and forth. In some ways, we're trying to interpret the question and what we think might happen. And even in those, in fact, we said it earlier, well, that's not what I expected would happen on that choice in terms of population or chaos, right? Um, so there are, um, I think in this case, player agency is problematic.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Let's
Oh, keep
continue.
going. Yep, yep. So let's talk a little bit about how the game world impacts the story and how the story impacts the game world. Um, so
Okay.
there's yeah.
So I got the Stork King,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a choice between greeting him or hiding, and I went to
Mm.
greet, but of course he ate us.
Uh-huh.
But I mean that was a
So you
bit
killed
clear.
everyone again.
I was expecting some population to go down, but like
Not all of
my
it. Yes.
yeah. Uh,
All right, try again. We've already got the kill everybody ending.
yeah, I'm
Let's try
trying.
another one. Yeah, I know you are. Um, so let's talk actually, I mean, this is a perfectly fine time to talk about kind of how the game world impacts the story, right? So,
Oh,
um,
yeah, this is going to be difficult because what's the
I
game world
don't,
and what's the story? As in,
yeah, I
there's
don't think there is a game world really. And that actually is part of the problem here. Like, what is the game?
yeah, I guess it's you could argue this here. The chaos, population, and fate meters are the game world, the thing
Yeah,
you're trying to balance.
I think you're right there.
Uh, and then the choice. This is the story here. I think if
Yes.
you're very, uh, you could say that.
I think you're right to say that, actually. So you're right. The balance is the game and the story is the cards and the choices. Um, and I think possibly we're trying to get like so there's definitely an attempt here of trying to get where the there's definitely an attempt to get the story to impact the game world. So I think there's very clear trying to get that. I don't see where the game world impacts the story except or until like population went to zero, game ends.
Yeah.
And that's the only time where the game impacts the story itself that I can see.
Hmm. Yeah. And I guess we haven't gotten to that, but maybe fate goes to zero or chaos goes to zero or to 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Uh,
Yep. Keep trying. We'll
yeah.
yep. And
It's but yeah.
you keep trying and we're gonna actually just move on a little bit and we can come back and revisit this if we see something different around pacing and storytelling techniques, so the design elements. Pacing wise, I actually think there's no pacing's unclear, or it's pacing's basically just flat basically, I think at this point, or there is no pacing. um that you're just you're just asking questions and there's no I mean we haven't we go back and forth to the pond is too quiet and then there's berries, there was a stork, like we're not there's no difference, there's silence. Yeah.
I mean, you could say that, the background changes, the acts go through and it gets a bit. For example, in the first act, I've played it a few times already, and there wasn't anything that just killed you outright or something. The
uh
second act, there was a bit more, and then the third act, it literally starts with, do you greet the stork or not? And then it kills you immediately. Yeah, it's not, very clear, but it does feel a bit like there is some pacing. It's not
mm,
just you make the choice and that's it. There is a feeling of, oh, the background change. It feels just a bit. Again, it's not very It's not like super ascending, but it's not also.
Okay,
It doesn't feel
I'll
flat.
take that it's going. Yeah, it's just it might be particularly
Mm,
slow, possibly.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but it is ascending in some way. Um, let's talk about storytelling techniques. So we have
Oh,
seen.
we just got the godless ending
Oh,
where we had zero
you've got
faith.
faith down to 0. Yep.
Uh, Interesting.
All
So,
right.
I mean, okay, civil war. I would assume that's when chaos is 100 or
Yep.
0,
Yep.
or yeah. Which one is actually the good one?
Yeah, I don't
I would
know.
assume 0 chaos is good. So 100 chaos probably civil war. Tyranny.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that would be. Escape as well,
Yeah.
and regicide. Maybe if you get to the actual ending with balanced stuff, then you get one of
Maybe.
those.
And I can always look here at the group notes, at the game
Yeah.
notes to see what some of these endings might be. Um, so I will take a look at what some of these are. So let's see. There's so there's definitely 3 acts. Let me just zoom in a little bit more here. There's 3 acts. Um, and so yeah, so whenever population goes to 0, no matter what act you're in, you extinct. If you chaos, no matter what act you're in, gets greater than or equal to 100, you are in civil war.
Yeah.
If your faith goes to 0, you are godless, no matter what act you're in.
Yeah.
Then, if you make it to the 3rd act and you time out, I don't know what timeout really means here, just as timeout, then it's you hit the end, you've survived, the tyranny/survival answer. In the 3rd act, if you looks like you might have some things to do in this 3rd act, which maybe changing our score in terms of the story versus the game markings. If you hit the 3rd act and you get to the quest that is build a raft, and you actually build the raft, I guess, then you escape. Although interestingly, if you don't build the raft, I don't see an ending for that. Like it doesn't. So I guess if you just build a raft, you've escaped. If you have a quest that you bribe the guard, and you do bribe the guard, and then you have a quest of poison the king, and you do poison the king, then you will be victory regicide. But again, there's no in their notes. There's no statement of what happens if you don't bribe the guard, or I guess that's timeout, no quest. You end up at tyranny possibly in those. So I think one of the problems here is we have not gotten to Act 3. And yeah, so keep balancing.
Yeah.
And I think this is a statement to everybody just in general. Remember that as part of this, we have to, we have a limited amount of time to watch each game, and you want to make sure that even if it was by decreasing some of these questions, where you give us the flavor of making these choices, but then there aren't quite as many, might help us get to the 3rd act. Okay. You want to watch that population. It's gone down.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I know if I throw party. See, this is. I think this is the game over because if I do nothing, I'll get faith -15. If I
Well,
throw party.
Throw the party. Yep.
Okay, -5, just
We
barely.
had just enough, yeah. So I think what
okay.
we're seeing here is eat now. Because otherwise preserve kills everybody.
I mean, this as well
Oh,
does the
right.
same.
Yeah.
So there wasn't
Okay.
much choice there.
Yeah. So I think one of the things we're really struggling with in this game is there's not a huge meaningful choice in these cards going back and forth. And the balance of them is a little bit off, right? So like I'm kind of assuming that in that third act, based on how we are in chaos, population, and faith, we might get different resources in our quests. Um, but I don't know. Because the balance of them is off. Like we haven't actually been able to get through this
There
particular.
is this thing about the berries that
Mm,
keeps coming back, and it feels like it may be, in the first act, you either throw them out or keep them, and the text was you keep them just in case. In the second act, you have do you preserve them or eat them now? If you preserve them again, you have them, and maybe in the final one you can poison the king with them if you still have them or something. If you've preserved
mm-hmm.
them, that
Mm-hmm.
would be uh, that would be cool. Although a bit again, it's not very clear. But once you play it a bit, maybe we'll see if I get there.
So I'm reading their course notes, and actually, we might have given a little bit more credit in around there might be a story there. So in Act 3, the script logic scales up the damage of losing population to reflect the narrative theme of a harsh tyranny. Transitioning to another theme would also change the card pools that the players would encounter. So it sounds like the entire game is these still set of cards. It's just changing the damage imposed by a card and the set of cards being seen. So I think we've likely seen what the way this game is set up, and I think that means that we can talk a little bit about those storytelling techniques. So the storytelling techniques we have at this point, I we are seeing the statement every time you make a choice, the pops up of like, oh, faith was one, or um, everybody ate them and they all died. You pocketed the poison just in case.
Yeah,
The pond is happy. So I think there's an attempt here around building a narrative, but it's only one, right? And in the end, we kind of get to that final scene um, where there is an ending scene of like you died, but I'm not sure that either of these are particularly successful. So we've seen two, we'll say, but not necessarily successful in this case. Um, then let's talk about feedback. So in this case, the team looks like they were formed somewhat late, and they did not make a feedback session, but they made the effort of doing some kind of let's plays with their peers. Great job doing some game play testing, and so they got some feedback, which was that the cards were too random in the early stages and a lack of player agency, and that the game was too simple, which was allowing the player to randomly swipe the cards and stack the stats. So they implemented a system with weighted randomness and cooldowns, giving different cards different weights and restrictions. And to be honest, I actually think this might have hurt the game because, yeah, we're not making meaningful choices in any way, shape, or form now. We're just kind of randomly moving cards one way or the other and getting, yeah.
yeah,
So I think that in this case, there was an attempt at feedback, but the changes have had limited success. I think then that brings us to the end of this particular game. Thank you so much for playing, and we'll
yeah.
come to the next game in our batch. All right, and for our final game, an RPG-based one, we've noticed that there is a request for us to auto-pair, which we are not on the same LAN and Wi-Fi network for our marking. We are going to go over this and try to play the new game. We may or may not encounter issues. Let's give it a go.
Yeah. More info. Okay. Yeah, that opens a web page. with that. But okay, so let's start a new game.
Without forgiveness. Yes. Maybe
Uh,
easy. Let's go
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
Come on, we'll do it like training wheels without forgiveness.
yeah. Okay, so you have the text, and you have the player, and let's see. Cold sun, salt in my mouth. I'm alive. That's something. The last thing I remember is the storm. The mast snapping. Ah, so it was a shipwreck. Jumping was the only choice. An island. Oh, interesting. The camera panned nicely. Someone's here. I should go and find out. Okay, so I assume WASD. Yeah, that works. And I don't have anything else to do but to go to the person. And there's a big F, so I assume I press F.
At last, we are learning through play.
Yeah. Hey, you there on the shore. Easy now, don't try to swim too fast. Where is this place? You washed up before dawn. Low Tide Isle. Part of the island kingdom. Interesting. That just means you came from far away. Yeah, what's your name? Give me a moment. Do we choose the name here? The C already took. Okay, you're lucky. Yeah, and welcome to the island. Yeah. First things first, I need somewhere to stay. Okay. Yeah, the stranger, the citizen is nice. I need help with something I can't handle alone. My apprentice is missing.
We're getting quite a bit of dialogue right now, aren't we?
Yeah, missing how? Run off or he wouldn't. Heading east towards Glimmer Wood. Okay. You can use them for medicine. Yeah, don't he not to? I guess we are saving him now. Can find him, or at least tell me what became of him. The house is yours. Yeah. He's... Okay, so that's east. East is here.
Yep. Follow
And
the
then
arrow, maybe?
We also have another arrow here, but I'll follow this
But
one.
meaningful choice, yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Look, that's
that looks kind of
apprentice.
evil. Yeah.
Let me save him quickly. Oh, more souls to come to perish. Enough talk, have at you. Oh, okay, so let's see. At skill, I mean, yeah, that's a normal RPG mechanic, so let's attack. Pirate 1. Player used attack. Pirate used enemy hit. So they're half health, so let's attack more. Oh, almost. I can attack them one last time. And we won. And there's some nice sound effects and music for that.
Yeah.
Close.
Oh.
That's nothing much. Brother, are you alright? I'm fine. Gather mushrooms. Okay, yeah. Its water was red. Oh, interesting. A font. This here, yeah. You walk over and a wave of foul odor hits you. This one is truly odd. Interesting. That I can go up. Can I? Okay. I cannot. Okay, yeah. Thank the heavens you've returned. Yep. Okay, so I guess now we can go to the...
So we have to, basically.
Oh, that's a big arrow pointing. This is the house, yeah.
Is that a B or an 8 on that chair over there? Or is it a pillow that...
Back on the... Yeah.
Text is scrolling pretty fast.
Yeah.
And reasonably, because there is actually a lot of text in this. There's this kind of heavy reading. But it is going a little bit fast, yeah.
Yeah, I am clicking through a lot of it.
Yep.
Because I'm sure that there's a lot of text.
Yes, a lot of text.
Okay, so we slept, already morning. Before me stands an elderly cleric, dressed in plain robes. Tries to restrain his excitement. By the gods, at last I have found you, the great wave breaker. In my sleep I heard the voice of the gods. When the waters are stained with an ill omen, a soul from beyond shall bear the weight of choice and steer the archipelago forwards. No, sure. Yeah, okay. You don't sound fully awake. Keepers of them, please look upon this book I carry. Okay. 3,000 years old. Oh. And the history, the future the futures pull at us relentlessly. One is the abyss of disorder, where the annals devour themselves. The other is survival through absolute order and unity, at the cost of all color, all possibility, and even free soul. I mean, both choices don't sound very... The Steel Epoch. Now we are sliding towards the ferocious crossroads. I see. So I kinda came at a time to help them through one or the other. The waters have begun to turn red. Okay, yeah, that's always a sign that the balance has begun to tip. Yeah, you, the Wavebreaker, you're the prophecy. To sail, to touch, and to take part in the storm that is to come. You test every possible path, a march towards merciless unity, or the rediscovery of a lost balance. Yeah, believe you are about, the red waters, I saw that. I'm just an ordinary outsider, yeah. I'm not the chosen one, you're mistaken. I'm here to give you a mirror, what you see in the archipelago's own reflection in crisis. A father yearning for strong rule, or a child mourning lost freedom, or perhaps both. I mean, the writing is interesting and engaging. If I had more time, I would spend a bit more.
Actually want to read it. Yeah.
Like, it's written, at least in my opinion, quite interesting. Well, like, it's not badly written. Let's see. Okay, let's get out. A cutscene. So that was a cutscene, or at least I couldn't move. Hey, watch where you're going. Okay, so that's some kind of important person, I suppose. And the gods have never been wrong. But let us leave that topic for another time. Leora. Executor faction. So there's two factions. So the cleric was one of them, and this is the other.
Okay.
Pirates. Okay, yeah. So if I Divine wrath. The executor faction exists to protect the welfare. Yeah, so okay, the first choice, let's see. I can either go to the village where the pirates are and try to, defeat the pirates, or you have to find someone else. And maybe, I guess let's go. The Yoran soldiers have joined your party. Okay, so they're... Okay, so I like the camera pan that showed me I need to get here.
Go over there, yep.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, that's the pirates. How do I... Okay. Surrender now. Okay, the pirates also have seen the signs.
Mm-hmm.
Fanatics. I see. Okay, yeah. Let's try and defeat them. One after the other. Okay. 7, and... thank God they're attacking separate people and not concentrating on one person, like I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Attack. Last one. Okay. I got XP. I leveled up. I have a new skill. He hurt. The red water for the will of the sea god. Oh, he killed them. Okay. So we have a... Yeah. Know how you feel. You couldn't possibly know. I do. Because I understood where you stand now. I see. So it is like a world of... They were just... I can see how it's... shows this path. Yeah, exactly. So this is the path of order, but no freedom. I feel like.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, order enforcement. Header with water. Get everyone who used it. Yeah, that's fair.
So I think you keep playing. I'm going to jump in and start marking the game. And we just need to kind of keep track when you hit an end game about some of the choices that you've been making, right? So that we can talk about those. And I'll jump around the marking criteria as we need. So let's talk about where we are in the marking criteria. We'll start around presentation, graphics, audio, and information design. I actually think it's a very nicely complete and effective set of graphics that we're looking at. How's the audio sound?
Yeah, there's audio is very good. So there's music, sound effects, all of the things that you would expect there to be. And you know, the sound effects are really fit and all that.
Good. And then I actually think, information design, it's got a nice big F to tell us, to teach us, to push, to talk to somebody. I really appreciated actually remembering and going back to the coursework 1 where we were talking about play to learn or teach during play. Let's then talk about mechanics, controls, and bugs. I haven't seen any bugs. How do the controls feel?
Controls are, very responsive. Normal, walking, clicking is also nice when you're...
Going through dialogues. Sure, sure.
Just a bit of a. The only very very small thing is that the hitbox is a bit, as you see. So yeah, there is a small. I can't move like that. So I would
Sure,
assume I
sure.
can move on the path, but
Yeah,
my hitbox is the whole body, so I cannot move
can't get
between.
there. Sure.
But apart from that, everything else is.
Yep. And mechanics wise, we can interact with things. We have basically a choice of what we're of how we're interacting, right? And where we go. There's been multiple arrows that we could follow. So we could have, in that very, very first scene, we could have gone east to the right, but there was also that arrow to the north, assuming we could have followed both in any order. So I think we've got it's definitely a playable game, and with usable controls. I think in some ways, and it often happens with some of the RPGs, it is a slightly simpler game, because we are walking around kind of choosing, yeah, an action versus running away or shooting things. So, let's move on to talking about the brief. So we're going to talk about, first actually we're going to talk about the richness of choices, the agency that the user has. So there are a number of choices, right? Like, are you going to talk to the pirate, or are you going to fight the pirate? And I forget what the third choice in that original pirate scene was. But you do actually have a number of choices. I'm unsure how much there is attempting at managing the player agency in this. So in both, we're making these choices, and it's kind of unclear how those choices actually kind of impact us. But also, yeah, it's kind of unclear to me. How do you feel about your choices? There are choices, but are they? Can you make meaningful choices?
For now, we've gone through a lot of dialogue and story, but I haven't been given that much actual choice.
Yeah, I
feels like.
agree. I agree.
Like,
Okay.
the only choice I can remember is the text box where I was like, I'm in to help the person find his apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, was it there? I think it was later actually.
Mm.
So yeah, it was either I'm in or find another person, it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't feel. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. I am. Then we have to come back and we have to talk about how the story impacts the game world, and the game world impacts the story. So there are different world states. So basically, at this point, the choices of the choices that the person makes during the narrative branches out into the game world, but it does not actually change the game world itself. So it doesn't change either the resources that a player has available, at least not that we've seen, and I'm looking through the game notes now, and it does not seem to indicate that. So for example, where a narrative would impact the game world would be something like a narrative choice, or a choice that somebody makes in the narrative might change the resources, or change a path that's available, or open a door that's not available, right? So that's something where the narrative changes the game world, and I'm not seeing that actually at all in this, sadly.
At least for now, yeah.
At least for now, yep. And then the reverse of that, where the game impacts the story.
I mean, I assume maybe if I died during the battle or something, then
yeah,
I would get something.
Maybe.
Sadly, I don't have the time to go back and restart the game.
Yeah,
or we don't have the time.
No, not at all. That's why I'm reading the game notes now. So in this case, they're talking about the kind of there's the games are things like pirate action and the red waters are changing or influencing, like they will happen in the game no matter what, and that will change the narrative in some way. But yeah, I'm not really seeing this as a reflection in the game itself or how the game is impacting the narrative. One statement they do make is that instead of labeling choices right or wrong, the game does value judgments through environmental changes, NPC behavior, and ending state. So I think they're trying to get to a lot of this around that end state. So, but unfortunately, I don't think that's actually a real statement around story engine and game, really, or a narrative to story engine. Let's talk about pacing a little bit. We are, I believe, in the second act right now. We are in the Eels Kingdom, Eel-ish Kingdom. So I believe that is the second act, according to the coursework notes. Or there will be a final stage, which is the controller of authoritarian governance, which is the stork, effectively. And although we might have flipped into that while I've been helping with the marking. So pacing in this, how are we feeling about pacing? Are things getting harder to do, more ramping up the tension in this? There's definitely more enemies around.
And yeah, the story also kind of,
yeah,
I guess, goes a bit more. Yeah, there is spacing, as you said.
Yep. Okay. So we're definitely seeing some pacing, and the question comes up around, yeah, it's ascending. We are unsure yet if there's a clear final peak in this. Let's talk about storytelling techniques. So there's been a lot of narrative in this game. So there's definitely one use kind of in that box, which I'm going to class actually as well in the character interactions. I'm going to class in the same thing. So there's just a lot of narrative kind of coming through that box. And I'm assuming that in the end games or the end scenes, there's probably also a scene where if you die, yeah. So I want to just go back and talk a little bit about how like the story could impact the game. So this is actually a perfect one where like, depending on how the story's going, players and Leora and the Executioner could have different health or different skills, right? Depending on choices within the game. So this is a great example of where you could have tied together the narrative and that gameplay a little bit tighter. I am, though, not seeing. I'm seeing a successful use of one game writing technique in this so far.
So there was. By that, which do you mean?
So I'm seeing that there's some like nice narrative interaction with the user during the using the bottom screens.
So that's one of them, and I really like. So they do have cutscenes, actual cutscenes, where they take control.
That's true.
From the player, and move the player and do that.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that one up.
It's different from just text dialogue because the camera moves and the player moves, and so that's a separate
thing. So glad you brought that up because I think that jumps it up to multiple. You're quite right, and
there is
multiples.
They've done the work there. There's also stuff like the camera panning somewhere to show you where to go, which is not necessarily storytelling, but it's part of the whole package and kind of does tell you this is where you have to go, and this is kind of where the story wants you to go. I guess you could argue that.
Yeah.
So they've done a few, yeah.
Yep. Good. So I've just that there are multiple. I've made sure to mark that. And then we go on to feedback and response. So they received feedback about having more dialogue options and make them have more impact to the game world. So they added more options before solving the red water problem. Depending on how the player reacts to the controller's invitation, they will get different endings. So in this case, and that is the end of the feedback. In this case, it sounds like they got the part about dialogue options and how that will get to different endings. They didn't quite get the impact to the game world part of this, right? Which is a fundamental problem in this particular game, that there's no real impact between that narrative choices and the game, like the plane of, how hard somebody's hitting you or how much health you have. Or finding a path and shortcutting through part of this, shortcutting the story because you found a sneaky path through a domain. So in this case, I absolutely think that the feedback was addressed, and I think they've been somewhat successful. So good job on that. Sadly, we've actually hit the point in the marking where we have hit the end of time for this marking, and we've supplemented with the game notes. We won't have a chance to see this ending.
Here is
But
another
thank you for playing.
choice, by the
Yep.
way. I
Yep.
got to the next choice. Do I accept his invite and the tyranny, people, the bad people,
Mhm.
but because we, the executioners, which I don't really like the name, but we were defeated by the pirates.
Mm.
So the people were like, don't do anything, and this person was like, you see, that's what weak people do. We've come here we need to be very, authoritarian and all that. So now I get the choice. Do I, accept that his way at least will save some people, maybe, or
Yeah.
do I try something else?
Yeah,
that-
just choose one because it is kind of time for us to go. So let's do it and make
Yeah.
a choice. Yeah.
So I decline. I'm curious
outta here.
if the other person in the cleric comes, or it's very a long game,
Yeah.
and I would play this story in this game separately when I have more time. But yeah, we sadly don't have enough time to go through everything.
No. So thank you for playing.
Yeah.
And have a great day, everyone.
Yeah. Have a great day.